20 November 2020, and I'm joined by Mr. Albert Matapo from the Zimbabwe People Power Movement. How are you, sir?
I am all right. I'm all right. Thank you very much. How about you? How is it there? How is
Fantastic.
It has been a long time since
yes,
we
indeed.
last spoke. So I hope you are doing well.
Yes, we're trying very hard. It's been very busy. You know what happened with the death of Jinimbi? It was one of the busiest weeks for media. So we are slowly getting back to normal after the burial.
Sure. Yes.
Right. So today we want to quickly talk about the situation that is developing in Uganda. According to estimates, more than 38 people have been killed this week during protests. And the main opposition leader in that country, Bobi Wine, has been arrested. What is your opinion on what is developing in Uganda?
Yes, it's a sad situation that people are being massacred in Uganda. This is something that we do not condone, because we do not expect people to be to be massacred like this. People are fighting for their rights. People are fighting for their freedom. In fact, they have not been violent at all. All I can see are just pictures of or images of people marching along the streets. And for them just to be massacred like that, that is not acceptable. This is a very sad situation that is developing in Uganda. I'm aware, I'm following everything that is going on. That Bobi Wine, he has been arrested. I was with him last year when I was in Uganda. I met quite a number of Ugandans in Uganda, and we were discussing this issue of people power.
Okay, so you were actually in Uganda, and you are familiar with the organization that Bobi Wine is running. Bobi Wine was also in Zimbabwe last year. During, at least he was meeting with Chamisa during one of their anniversary celebrations. Do you think Bobi Wine is a threat to Museveni?
No, Bobi Wine is not a threat at all. But what is a threat to Museveni is the fact that he is a dictator. What he is doing is what is a threat to himself. It is no different from what Emmerson Mnangagwa and team are doing in Zimbabwe. Whatever they are doing, that is what is a threat to themselves, because the power is in the people. It is the people of Uganda who have got power. If at all Museveni thinks that, or is convinced that he was put on that position by the people, it also means that the same people are equally capable of removing him. The same thing in Zimbabwe. Mnangagwa claims that he was put on that position by the people. And so the people are the ones with power to remove him. Bobi Wine himself is just an individual who is leading this people power movement. And for them to arrest him and kill people, that will not destroy the spirit of making sure that the dictator has been removed. And that should not dampen people's spirit of keeping on fighting for themselves. So my answer is, Bobi Wine himself as an individual is not a threat. And arresting Bobi Wine does not mean the struggle will stop. The struggle has to go on, because it is the struggle for the people, not just for Bobi Wine as an individual. Just like me, I'm leading the people power movement in Zimbabwe. I'm not a threat to Zimbabwe. Anytime I want to go there, I should be able to go there, because I am personally not a threat. What is a threat is what they are doing, what the dictator is doing to the people, because the people have got the power. So that is the position, Mr. Kamba.
Okay, so let's go a bit deeper. When we're in Uganda, what proportion of support of the total voting population do you think Bobi Wine could get in an election? Is he someone who can win, or is Museveni just being a dictator? Why is Museveni fighting Bobi Wine?
Right. Bobi Wine, in my view, he is quite popular in Uganda because I was there, I was interacting with people, I was there for 3 months, and I managed to gather as much information and to see what is happening in Uganda. And so Bobi Wine himself, he has got massive support. The support that we saw in the people of Zimbabwe when they were that they gave to Nelson Chamisa in 2018. So if they conduct fair elections, free and fair elections, definitely Bobi Wine will win. And the fact that now the other main opposition leader who was contesting Museveni for many years has now said he is now, throwing the boots, he is taking off his boots. It means Bobi Wine is going to be remaining as a sole opposition leader. So he has got all the chances to win. But unfortunately, Uganda and Zimbabwe, they are brothers. Museveni and Mnangagwa, they are brothers. They will rig those elections. They rig, they use intimidation, they do all sorts of things. And so certainly, just like in Zimbabwe, come 2023, no elections will be won because they've already been rigged. That is certain. So Bobi Wine will win, but he will not take power because they will not declare him winner. Museveni will still declare himself winner. What the public will see is Museveni win and not Bobi Wine win. And yet, on paper, he will win. That is the position.
Okay. So what then should happen in Uganda if they won't allow him to take power?
Yeah, I mean, in Uganda, just like in Zimbabwe, they are going for elections, yes, but it's a sheer waste of time. Those elections, because as I have said before, that the elections are already rigged, just like in Zimbabwe. Elections for 2023 or whatever time that we are going to have elections, they are already rigged. I'm not saying people should not prepare for elections in Uganda or in Zimbabwe. I'm not saying that. But I am saying Ugandans, just like their brothers in Zimbabwe, we must prepare for other means that can liberate us. And the only means is people power. The biggest problem that I can foresee in Uganda right now, they are trying to use people power, but that people power is not something that has been prepared, well prepared. They have not done their groundwork well. And this is the reason why you see people are being gunned down, people are being killed. I am on record as having been opposed to the use of people power where there is no proper planning, where people are not quite ready to do something. It happened in January 2019 when Chitungwiza and Luwa were closed by citizens. Citizens managed to use people power adequately only in Chitungwiza and Luwa. All other places in Zimbabwe, people were just watching. That's what is happening in Uganda today. People are just watching when others are being butchered, when others are marching. So it is the action which the Ugandans are taking, which is not quite the way it should be taken. There is no preparation. People are not quite ready. Some people are, marching. Others are just watching. That is the problem. So in Zimbabwe, we need proper planning. That is the point. That is the thing.
Okay. Let's end with this question. The AU, the UN, have they spoken up when people were killed this week? Do you think they did sufficient, they showed sufficient outrage or took proper action against Museveni?
Not at all. AU, UN, and whatever, SADC, whatever, I mean, ECOWAS, that side, they have not said a word. They have not intervened. This is when they should come in and stop dictators from massacring people. But if they don't do it, all it means is that the people of Uganda, the people of Zimbabwe should do something to free themselves. Don't wait for these organizations and don't even listen to what they say, because they don't protect us when we are being killed. They keep quiet. It is only when we free ourselves that they then want to come in and say, this is right, this is wrong. These are, groups of, thugs.
Okay, so what are we going to do in Zimbabwe differently? You can see that African leaders are not afraid to use heavy machine guns on innocent civilians. What kind of preparation do you think should be done to avoid a similar situation in Zimbabwe when we use people power?
There is not going to be anything of that sort which is happening in Uganda, because we are doing adequate preparation. We are, talking to different stakeholders and making sure that everybody is involved. The people of Zimbabwe should not worry. I cannot say much on that issue, but all I can say is that the people of Zimbabwe, you are 100% assured that things will be fine in Zimbabwe. The soldiers, the police officers, and whatever state security, they will be on the side of the people. They have suffered enough, and enough is enough in Zimbabwe. We will make it. This is what I am telling Ugandans to prepare the way Zimbabweans are doing. Thank you, Zimbabweans, for preparing. Thank you, Zimbabweans, for hearing my word and accepting it. Please pass it all over Zimbabwe.
Right, Mr. Matapo, thank you very much for joining me today. And I want us to quickly end this so that our WhatsApp audience can receive this file. Is there anything else you want to say before we close?
No, I only want to say congratulations now that Hopewell Chimono has been released, and at least he is now going to test his freedom like that. Let's keep the unity, Zimbabweans. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Matapo. And to those who want to talk to you, your number is on the screen. They can WhatsApp you at any time and talk about the Zimbabwe People Power Movement. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.